Spreadsheets are a staple for marketing analysts everywhere. They're the most basic way to access, sort, categorize, report results, and even run analysis. We will dive deeper into spreadsheets later in this course, but for now we will introduce you to the basic concepts. Today we'll cover labeling, sorting and filtering, calculated cells, and visualizations. Before we start, there are several different software programs that allow you to access and manipulate spreadsheets. But the two main programs are Microsoft Excel and Google Sheets. Both programs work well and are similar enough that if you can use one, you can use both. Microsoft Excel has more features, but Google Sheets is a free program. No matter which you choose, the basic format is the same. A spreadsheet is a grid made of columns, denoted by letters, and rows denoted by numbers. Each square created where a row and column meet is called a cell. You can enter data into a cell by clicking on it and typing. You can store several spreadsheets inside a single file. At the bottom of the screen, you will see Sheet 1. If you click the plus sign next to that, you can add a second spreadsheet. This is true for both Microsoft Excel and Google Sheets. Here's an example of a spreadsheet from our florist in Amsterdam, Kala and Ivy, that records the sales for a few specific products over the course of a week. Labeling is an important concept. The first row for each column is usually reserved for the label, which describes the type of data held within that column. It's important to be as descriptive as possible, not only so you remember what's in each column, but so someone else looking at your spreadsheet will easily understand the contents beneath. Sometimes, in large spreadsheets with similar data, you will often see abbreviated codes as labels. In these cases, it's important to create a code book or legend that explains what each column contains. Sorting is straightforward. Let's take a look at the process in Microsoft Excel. Click into a corner cell and drag to highlight the table you want to sort. Once the data is highlighted, press the Data button at the top and click Sort Range. This will create a pop-up. Click the box next to Data has header row and select a column by which we want to sort all the data. In this case, we want to sort by the daily total income. Now we can see that Thursday had the lowest daily total income and Saturday had the largest daily total income. Spreadsheets also make it easy to filter your data. You can use filters to make certain data appear in the sheet while other data remain hidden. The hidden data is still saved in your spreadsheet, you just don't see them after applying the filter. To add a filter, highlight the table, then click on the button that is shaped like a funnel. Once you do, the labels of all of the selected columns will have upside-down triangles. Clicking on the triangles will create a drop-down menu where you can select which values will be displayed. As simple as that, your table is filtered. Not all the cells in this spreadsheet contain raw data. Several columns in this chart contain calculated cells. If we click on the cell D2, we see in the bar on the top that what is actually in this cell is equals C2 times 19.99. In this case, this cell equals the number of sunrise bouquets sold on Sunday multiplied by the cost of a sunrise bouquet. $39.98 is the result, and that's the number that shows up in the spreadsheet. However, calculated cells do not stop with simple arithmetic. Spreadsheet software has built-in functions. Here we see the value of cell L9 is actually equals sum of L2 through L8. There are several useful built-in functions. Feel free to play around and see what you can learn. Visualizations in a spreadsheet can be an art in and of themselves. However, anyone can get started with basic charts. First, highlight the data you want to use. Second, press the Insert Chart button at the top of the screen. Just like that, you can create a chart. Using the chart editor that pops up with the chart, you can do all sorts of things to customize your visualizations. You could change the type of chart, the information in the chart, or any number of things. This video has covered a lot of information, including labeling, sorting and filtering, calculated cells, and visualizations. There's a lot more you can do with spreadsheets, and we'll cover more of it later in this program. But for now, it's a good idea to create a spreadsheet of your own and practice some of the skills we've covered, and I'm sure you will discover a few new things as well.